right. Thanks everyone for being here for Channel of Wendy live on Wednesday night in Sydney. I'm someone who is, I guess, luckily, or I don't know, I guess by design, able, have discovered that I'm able to channel information from various galactic and earthly beings and energies and literally anything, because everything I have a consciousness, so I can literally channel from, yeah, get information from everything. And yeah, so which I don't do all the time because it is way too much for my poor brain to deal with, so I don't do that always. But on my lives here, I I like to well, it wasn't me actually who started it. It was the galactic guides of mine who said, Wendy, we want to talk to people about things and help spread healing energy to other people on their journeys of light. Okay, so I said, okay, sure. Yeah, so I will be honest with you and tell you that I ooh, that's my background. That I do no preparation before this except saying, guys, what do you want me to talk about? What's the topic? What am I going to tell people? And they give that to me in advance, and then they just, they're just like, Wendy, it's just like you're with one person, it's just like a lot of people. So all right, so here we go. So the topic tonight, the galactic topic, is that they want to talk about is the topic of human shame and healing from feeling ashamed of yourself. So, so I do have a pen and paper here. I wish I was writing a few things down on to just anchor myself, Wendy, before I start getting the connection. All right. Hey, Carol. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Shout out also to Cecilia and Claudine and uh, and my other beautiful friend, yeah, Daniela, who I know is watching, and all the others who will watch later or pop on later. Okay, so all right, so I'm just going to connect my body down to earth really strongly because there's a lot of galactic energy becoming downloaded to me. Okay, and also I will allow this being to galactic visitor guest to watch. Hi, Paulo. Hi, I'm about to channel galactic beings talking on the topic of shame, and you're most welcome to see what they've got to say and yeah, listen to my translation. Okay, so all right, so our first guest tonight, who you can't see, but I will share my third eye vision with you for those who see, sense, hear, feel, so you can translate this in your own way. Okay, so I haven't a very wise Arcturian just floating down now. Okay. Yes. This one, wow, this one is an ancient being, and okay, he's carrying something that looks like a ball wrapped in a cloth. Okay, so energetically, so I'm just going to say thank you so much for this um gift, which I think maybe I'm supposed to read it like a book. So all right, so let's try this book. Okay, all right, as with all things, please observe a safety protocol, which is what I do as well. Even though I've cleared the space, I still always energetically shine a lot of light on something, including the beings that come up, any being that comes up to me, and see what they do with the light. Because if they like it, they're good, right? Okay, so and if they're not what they appear to be, then the veil drops and you see who they really are, and then you can tell them to go. Okay, if they're not good. Okay, so thank you. I'm just scanning them. Oh, that's so funny. They said, okay, I'll wait. And they just sat down. Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, they've got this kind of golden and blue sheen to them, and kind of like a bluish gold cape. Okay, I'm not used to seeing the gold, and they're saying, Wendy, it's gold because it's reflecting the golden yellow light that is your space for this session. I'm like, okay, so the gold's not part of them; it's part of the background lighting, you could say, of this session. So thank you so much for being here. Okay. And you, okay, so my question is, do you have any opening comments for us? Oh, it's funny. He's laughing. Oh, he's saying, he's saying, Wendy, you're just saying that because you're nervous. Just get on with it. Okay. Okay, that is true. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. I'll just allow him to take the stage. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you for having me come and speak to you all on this night in Sydney, Australia. I am very pleased to come and speak with you um, on this topic of shame. And it's almost like it is shameful to talk about the topic of shame, um, which is why I've come in to talk to you about it. Shame is shame is a trap, plain and plain and simple in human speak. I have studied much about the intellectual and emotional issues that humans face on this earth due to mind control, interference by and interference. When I talk about interference, it can be from people who are alive in their 3D bodies, like like Wendy, or it could also be beings in spirit, programs that they've put into the media, into the airspace, into flowing around Gaia's energy grids, um, um, and I would like to, with your permission, if you are open to it, um, to touch on those places of shame in your energy field and allow them to collapse. If you like, you can just watch and think about it. You do not have to participate. Okay. Yeah, Wendy did not expect me to do this first. She thought we were going to have a nice conversation first, but the reason why this is being adjusted in your quantum fields and in your emotional bodies, you might feel that. And when I say emotional body, I'm talking about the aura, the space that exists around, for most people, around 20 to 30 centimeters around the outside of your body. Kind of, if you can imagine that people glow all over, then it would be that glow. Okay. Yeah. So I'm touching on this to stop the program running. Some of you have one program, some of you have lots of little ones, some of you have part broken the program of shame. Shame is actually a method of control, not of self-control, which is a funny term in itself, the term self-control, but the control of others. And it is an unusual program in that it is it kind of, I guess, snakes around almost like it's carried on the air or something within your quantum field, and you can't quite catch it because it's not meant actually to be caught. It's almost like a tiny piece of poison. So you might notice that your field that some things are being grabbed or deactivated. Don't be alarmed. Okay. Sending the energy through Wendy's earth field, for lack of a better term, to everyone in this recording. Okay. All right. So this shame healing will be for all that will watch this recording afterwards. So do not worry, you will not miss out. And you can watch it repeatedly if you wish. Okay. There will be no harm done to you. Okay. Basically undoing harm, such as when a child runs and falls over and gets dirt in their skin and it hurts. This is in the quantum field a way of cleaning the dirt of shame out, except it's not dirt from as a result of shame, it's actually the shame program. Okay. All right. So just allow your field to feel what it's like as that's deactivating. Some of you might feel like ping, 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 ping. Oh, yeah, different parts of your body. That's fine. Okay. All the human fingerprints that were put on these shame patterns. I'm just clearing them now for you. You may, of course, use your own connection to the light and just sprinkle some light around. Okay. All right. So Wendy's noticed that there was a big pancake in her hands here, so I'll let her talk now. I shouldn't say let her talk. That's Wendy's translation. Of course, she can talk at any time. Okay. All right. Hi, guys. It's Wendy. All right. So from this shame exercise, I've got this weird kind of pancake yellow energy in my hands. So I'm just going to ask some questions about it, from our earthly perspective, because we went straight in with some energy healing to start with. And first, I'm going to say thank you to the Arcturian guide. And sorry, I can't translate your name at the moment because I'm focused on this. Yeah. He's saying that's okay. He's saying my name is not important. Okay. All right. So my first question to you, I'm going to have to give you a name. I'll call you the professor. Okay. I'm just going to write that down. Professor. Arcturian Professor. Okay. So Professor, my first question to you is, where does shame come from? It's a very interesting question. Shame is created. It is created when there is a loss of contact and a loss of communication and a loss of love. So there are three parts to how it is created. Each one exists at a different level of frequency, a different in different parts of your energetic makeup. So part of it is quantum, part of it is in the auric field, and part of it is actually physical, or very close to the physical. And part of it is involved in kind of like cords and ties that you don't like the feel of. Okay, so talking about shame. Thank you for the people who've just popped on. Hey, Robin, Paulo. Robin and Paulo. Nice to see you. Okay, so all right, so yeah, so this is shame. All right, so back to Wendy again. Okay, all right, so that's shame. So So there is an example that's coming to my mind, Wendy, and it is an example of something that I got. Seems really ridiculous, but it told me to grab this toy that I had sitting around in my Christmas box for my grandkids. Anyway, and I forgot to give it to them at Christmas. Yes, it is. Who is it? It is Muffin from the Blue series. Hello, Muffin. Anyway, so if I had forgotten to give somebody a present and then found it 10 years later, for example, and I would, me, Wendy, I would feel shame over that. Like, how could I let myself down, let my grandchild down, let my plans down? And how ridiculous to have something that I haven't used for that long. And not only have I not used it, but good. You can't quite see with the light, but he's got some dirt on his nose, and I've got to clean him off. So he's not even clean, right? So it's not pristine anymore. Anyway, it's poor Muffin. Anyway, so many other things happen. Can happen to us where we feel ashamed for the way we've behaved or the way we've not behaved, or and it's a sense where we just want to hide. We just want to hide, like, because we feel like we've let ourselves down, let other people down, and often just because of I don't like not even like no one plans to feel ashamed, right? No one plans it. But it's a feeling that something happens, we do something, we think something, we feel something, and it's not acceptable. Um, and it might be dark, simple like dirt on poor Muffin's nose, but it could be emotional dirt that we carry, things that we think and feel, or that thoughts that or feelings that come into our lives, or into our hearts, where we feel that there's another part of us that says that is not acceptable to me, that's not acceptable to society. For example, I don't have to tell you what the different things you can be ashamed about. Yeah. So, okay. So my question to the Arcturian Professor is, what the heck do we do with it? Because when we're ashamed, whatever it is, that thing that we're ashamed of, really, we just want to hide it and just go, look, can we just forget that ever happened, or that I ever felt that, or how can I, for example, not be like that? Okay. Like, if I was Muffin, he'd be going, I've got this dirt on my face. There's no way I can get it off. And to him, even though to you and me, like, well, I can see it because I'm right up close, but he can't get rid of that stain in his mind. So what's he going to do about it? If people laugh at him, or people think that he's poorly looked after, he's not like everyone else. He's just, hanging by a thread in his life. Can't really get his act together and clean his face up. So, shunned by society, and off he goes because they only accept clean face muffins. Muffin the dog. Okay. All right. So thank you, Muffin. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Okay. All right. I do still have to clean Muffin. Okay. So that's an example. So shame is where we feel dirty and we can't clean it. What do we do? Okay. So I'm just going to ask, is that the professor, is that the way you wanted me to go with that? Okay, and he's saying very good. And I'm just feeling this pancake of energy, and the pancake of energy is just gone. Hi, Suze. Hi, Nicole. Thanks for popping in and watching. Okay, we're talking about shame. Muffin here was ashamed. Short recap: ashamed because he had dirt on his muffin nose that he couldn't get off. Okay, which he's very self-conscious about. Apparently, he ate badly. And you can't do anything about it. And people just think that's beyond it's so not acceptable. It's terrible. Okay, so poor Muffin's just been hiding in shame because he can't do anything about it. Okay, so we get like this with things that have happened in our lives. Sometimes it's judgment on another from another person on us. Sometimes it is our own judgment on us. Okay, so back to the Arcturian Professor, because I don't know what else to say, guys. Right now, I've never really studied this topic, me, Wendy. Okay, so here we go. Arcturian guide. Okay. All right, so Arcturian Professor guide. I'm just connecting that to him. Okay. Thank you, Wendy. Okay, so I've got Wendy to bring in these babushka dolls that she has today to demonstrate what shame does. Um, Shame is an energy that you actually can't hold, and there's nothing you can do about it. In the human context, for example, this babushka doll has a crack in the side. There's nothing she can do about it. The wood is actually moved, and it's quite hard to put back together. So there is this crack that shows the imperfection, basically of the person. So the reason why I'm sharing it as like a crack in somebody's energy or a crack in their emotional field is because it creates a crack in your emotional field, or it feels like a part of you that is going to come out, or that has come out, that is perceived maybe as bad or damaging or not in agreement with somebody else's values. And this could be the values of, where you grew up, or it could be the values of who you choose to date, or it could be the values of how you spend your money, or it could be that sometimes shame is linked to making a decision that you think is in your best interest, but if anyone else knew about it, they would not think it was acceptable. So some of these things are lower density energies, things that are cravings. So and so I would encourage you to examine the things that you feel ashamed about, to find out whether, are they love and light based. When you think of that thing that you feel ashamed about, do you feel bright and happy, or do you not? For example, eating a bucket of ice cream, you may feel ashamed about that because it's not in your values, yet there was some need that activity fulfilled. Okay. Other people might go, yeah, it's fine, I can eat a tub of ice cream, and I don't have to feel ashamed. Again, it's judgments of others. Okay, so there is confusion in Wendy's mind about what I'm talking about. So I'll just hi, this is me, Wendy. I don't know where this is going, guys, because I just don't want it to get dark and horrible, because I'm feeling that the energy of shame is covering sometimes things that are very dark. Okay, so what I'm going to do, me, Wendy, I'm just going to call on Archangel Gabriel and Archangel. So Gabriel, green heart healing angel. Throat healing. Sorry, Gabriel, Raphael, the green heart healing. Okay. All right. So Gabriel's for your throat, Raphael is for your heart. And Uriel for your mind. Okay, I'm just going to call those energies in, because I feel that I'm me, Wendy, that I'm connected to some really dark, gungy kind of stuff that we all want to kind of get rid of, and that sometimes shame hides things that are dark and horrible, and sometimes it just hides someone else's judgment on if shame is like a blanket. frozen. A blanket. Hang on, just get a blanket. Get a blanket. Okay. So shame kind of looks like this. You know, where you're not, your heart can't be open because you're hiding something, for example. Um, and it could be something sinful, or it could just be the judgment of someone else on something that you actually just love. Like, you know, it's just part of you, and it's actually no negative energy in it. But because we're talking about lifting off shame and healing shame, for some of you, there's going to be great things underneath it, and sometimes some other people, there's going to be some things not so great. Um, and of course there'll be a mix. There'll be various things. It's like there's a number of things under, you know, the blanket. You know, that game, the party game. I know I used to play it when I was a teenager. Well, you know where they put 10 things on a tray, and you've got to look at the tray, and then they cover the tray up, and then you've got to name as many things as you can from your memory. I was hopeless at that. Anyway, shame is a bit like that. It's a bit like that kind of just blanket over the top of things, and what the heck was under there. Maybe you can't even remember how it started. Okay. Sometimes it's family shame. Okay, genetic. Okay, all right. So, guys, I'm just going to tune into Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, and bring the energies through. So, they feel very, very light. So, almost like waving IKEA curtains. This is to me what archangels feel like. Okay. Right, so just allow that energy to come into your consciousness. They're here to support you with anything that may be revealed privately to you during this session, because I'm not going to mention specific things during this session. Me, Wendy, even though I can kind of sense and see and feel them, but I'm not going to call them out. Yeah. So everyone, please have you have your individual journey of healing with this topic of shame. Okay. All right. So, so while they hold the space for us, the archangel's holding the space now for us. You might feel or sense them beside you. If you feel different on one side of your body than the other, it's because, one is on one side, one's on the other side, perhaps, or maybe there's one in front of you as well. Okay, so Gabriel's blue, supporting your throat chakra, speaking your truth. Raphael's helping you with heart healing, where maybe you've been poisoned by someone else's sins against you, or whether they be physical, emotional, or mental. And we'll also have Uriel, who's going to help you with anything that has made you feel punished, maybe for thinking for yourself, and you like ashamed that, oh my gosh, I had an idea and people said it was the worst idea in the world, and so you feel ashamed of your ideas. So we have Uriel to support you with your healing from, not from that, they're not saying from that, but through the journey of healing. So through the healing process. Okay, thank you guys for being here. All right, so I'm going to connect back to the Arcturian Professor in a moment. He feels like this, like an electrical pulsing energy compared to the archangels who feel like and like waving air. Okay, so all right, so thank you. Just allowing Arcturian Professor to come back on. Okay, all right. Thank you, Wendy. Okay. I would like you all to please free your minds of what you think shame is, what you think you have to be ashamed about. There is no fear to see your shadows. The archangels do not turn away from your shadows. I do not turn away from your shadows. And you don't have to turn away from your shadows. Shadows are part of your baggage. And they're here to be cleaned and healed. Okay. So now what I'm doing through the quantum field is addressing all of the words that were spoken to you that made you feel ashamed, that you weren't good enough, that your thoughts weren't good enough, or your actions weren't good enough, or you just didn't look the right way or speak the right way. When I say the right way, the right way as determined by somebody else, okay, by a group of people, whether that be your family group, church group, school group, or a close friend. Okay. Anywhere this is in your genetic field, I'm just allowing another galactic healer to come in. Right. This is Sirian energy. So if you like feel a flash of silver, or you hear a dolphin, that is a Sirian, not Assyrian, but Sirian Galactic, Syrian. Okay. Okay. So they're going to help with anything that is genetically coded. Okay, and uncode that. Okay, so I'm just running that through Wendy's left hand. Coding, Sirian coding, and my hand is me the Arcturian Professor is Wendy's right hand. Okay, so I'm holding the energy steady while our Sirian friend decodes any family shame. You might feel like, something's been thrown out the window, just let it go. Okay. Now we have Gabriel, who is coming in where that shame has been removed, applying healing to physical bodies, for those of you who have been physically impacted. By what Wendy is translating as sins of shame, because not all shame is sinful, but some of it is from other people. And then us carrying some of the effects. Okay, so please receive this healing. As long as you receive it with gratitude or good, you can allow it to flow around you, through you, take whatever your energy field feels that it needs for this healing. Some of you may feel honey right now. That is actually golden light in plasma form, which is from the quantum field. Some of you may feel that in your stomach. Okay. All right, so the Sirian guide is just going down everyone's chakras gently from, not putting the hand inside you by any means, in case some of you are thinking that. No, because I know some of you thought that. So that's fine. So just from the outside of your energy field. Okay, just allowing the alignment to come back up. All right. Okay. Anywhere that somebody has screamed at you, and the result has been this feeling of needing to hide, which is closely linked to shame. Now speaking to that and letting your energy field know that you do not have to hang on to that anymore. If it's ready to go, and you've done your mental work, it will come straight off now. Or you may feel something lift off your head, which is good. Okay, feels quite light. Okay, all right, allowing that to come up. All right. Wendy's getting impatient. Yes, I am actually. I'm like, what's going to happen next? I don't, because me, Wendy, I'm finding it hard to keep up mentally with what's going on. Okay, so I'm just allowing the energy to flow through. Okay, so okay, I'm just saying thank you to the Sirian guide. They've just kind of said to me, and they've finished their DNA on anything ancestral. When we say ancestral, we're talking about family line DNA. We're not talking about your past lifetimes as a soul, which you may have hopped across families. Okay. Okay, so this is just the DNA straight family line stuff. Okay, so me, Wendy, I'm asking what are the side effects of having this clearing? Okay, so I asked the professor. Wendy, the side effects are happiness. That's really good. Yes, it is. Okay. All right. As to other side effects, Wendy is asking me, saying, "What about are there any like potential negative side effects from this healing?" When I say, sorry, Wendy, Wendy, when I say anything negative, I don't mean necessarily that you're going to do anything bad. But what I mean is because sometimes it changes the way that you decide to show up. That other people sometimes can be aggravated or kind of feel a bit lost because you are behaving differently and they don't quite know why because something in you has freed up and allowed to, more of your soul is blossoming, you could say, in a really healthy way, and they don't know what to do with it because it will then show up the areas that they feel ashamed, and then they have to go and do the work, or they can watch this recording. Yeah, so that's what I mean, like when I'm asking, is there any way we can kind of deal with this or help us, to in our freedom to operate around other people in ways that don't make them feel uncomfortable with just me. It's my question. Professor. Okay. All right. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Tolin. Okay. So thank you guys for tuning in. All right. So the Arcturian Professor would like to say, okay, with the healing that the Sirian healing of the genetic coding, the healing of and releasing of yelling, and then feeling ashamed because somebody has yelled at you and placed their values on you. Allow that now to leave because that is very active now in this energy channel here. And Wendy did ask, how is it possible, or can we kind of is there anything we should know anything you should know in relation to how to operate now that you are going to experience less shame, and how to be more sensitive of other people's reaction to you? Okay, so all right, for those of you who are still around the people who created the shame wounds, you are likely going to be experience what you feel as a trigger. So perhaps you may have an interaction, or you may think of them, or they might even just say hello or phone you. For example, and you may have a much stronger reaction than you normally have had. So let that kind of pop out of your energy field and just acknowledge that and let it go. It's like the gift that someone gives you that you don't want to receive, or pop it back. Or for example, like the person who's practicing tennis and they have a machine that keeps popping balls out at them, and they just have to hit them back. Okay, you are not the racket hitting the ball back, you are the ball machine. Okay, when you feel that energy inside you that just wants to pop out, just let it go, just let it pop out. The universe will be fine. And then if you don't judge it, you just let it fly. A obviously not verbally at somebody, and unless your boundary you feel is invaded, then of course it's fine to obviously to express your feelings about boundaries, or about feeling judged, and to voice what you feel comfortable to voice. Okay, there are no set rules on how to behave. Okay, there are actually no set rules on how to behave. Let that sink in. How you behave should be related to your freedom of speech, your freedom to, be safe, your freedom to operate from a core of love. There is no shame in that. Okay. Yes, if you are wondering, how did shame start? How did it kind of land on planet Earth and end up in human species? It actually started with the lizard race, um, long, long time ago. Yeah, Wendy's saying, do I have to tell this story? It's a really sad story. And the answer is yes. Okay. For the purposes of understanding that shame is not something that is created inside of you. Okay. Shame was first born in the earth sphere when the lizard beings controlled, used mind control to step into the vacant minds of various humans and get them to behave in ways that would hurt other humans. So this was the you could say the birthplace of shame, in the Earth's distant past history. Okay. All right. So if some of you feel slimy right now, listen to me, Wendy. Some of you feel slimy right now. That's why. Just let it go. Just let it go. Let go. Let go. All right. Okay. Me, Wendy, I'm back again. Okay, I'm just going to connect more to Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, and also bring down the beautiful source light, which feels like diamonds, and the diamonds that I have today. Woo! Just imagine that. This is glass, anyway. Okay. Shine bright like a diamond, people. Okay, so I'm just going to bring down the diamond light. 12. 12D. Just hold that in your field. And I'm also calling on the energy of the unicorns. Okay, it's my baby unicorn. Sorry, it's glowing. Okay. All right, it wants to glow. It doesn't want to be any other color. Okay, we're glowing. All right, this is baby unicorn because I gave away my unicorns with the with the wings, and then I had to draw wings on the last one. So that's awesome, baby. Anyway, okay, so we've got some unicorn energy coming through, which feels like rainbow. They're very similar in frequency to angels, except I guess, you might be able to sense a unicorn pillar. Or if you're a horse person, you're really going to be able to tell the difference. I'm not a horse person, so it took a while for me to go, oh, is there something sniffing me? Angels don't sniff people, but unicorns do. Okay, so fun fact. All right, so we're just going to allow the unicorn energy to come in now. I want you to imagine hugging your unicorn. Everyone's got a unicorn. Oh, that's so great. Okay. I'm just going to hug this one. Everyone else's unicorn's bigger than mine. Okay. Okay. if you have some thoughts going through your head that this is really ridiculous and silly, just let it be. Just let it be. Okay. I have no shame in being ridiculous and silly, because this is how things move in the quantum field. Okay. But just hug your unicorn, get to know it. Maybe you might want to put your hand out and you might feel something there. Or you might sense it coming up against your face or touching your forehead. Or if you're a bit nervous, your unicorn will respect that and will stand back. Okay, and just hold space for you. Okay, so the unicorn energy is filling in spaces within your energy body that that are vacant, basically, and that should be filled with your energy, but because you have felt shame, you have it's like blocking doors or windows in a house. It's like you've done that to different parts of your energy field. Maybe different layers of your energy field, maybe some of you within your chakra energies. So this unicorn energy of light is filling up those spaces to allow you to energetically, reclaim your space. So this unicorn energy will stay for as long as it is needed. Think of it as kind of like a band-aid, over when you pull the splinter out and you want to put something in to protect the raw wound. Okay, because we all of us may, or some of us may be feeling a bit raw right now, like a bit. Okay, so the unicorn energy is to help with anyone who's feeling that. Okay. And of course, anywhere where we have felt controlled or that we have done things that later we have wished we have had not, and that we are ashamed of that, we just forgive ourselves, please. Okay, just forgive ourselves. And allow that forgiveness to flow back behind you, back in time. Okay, some of you might feel or sense a bit of a rushing wind around now. Oh. Me, Wendy, that's what I'm feeling. I'm like going through actually the right side of my stomach. Feels like it's not even there. It's really weird. Anyway, okay. It's me. So just let that flow through. Thank you, unicorns. Feel quite warm and fluffy to me. I'm, in Sydney right now where I'm recording, it's winter, so cold. Okay, thank you. All right, if you feel like it, give a unicorn a hug or a kiss or a pat. Thank you. You might feel like they've given you a little gift. Maybe I actually sense some energy like in a heart shape. Well, it's a bad heart. Yeah, some energy in a heart shape from a unicorn. Woo! Okay. Just receive that on the front of your heart space. Okay, if you could read what's on the back of the heart, it says in unicorn language. I've got a backlog now of drawings I have to do, guys. Okay, so there's now a unicorn heart. On the back of it in unicorn language, it says, you are amazing. You are amazing and I love you. And I'm here to I'm like, what are you here to do? Oh, there's no word for that. It's just like, I don't know, like unicorn snorts. I'm here to do that. For you and let you know that you are magical. That's the word. Finally found the word. Okay, you are amazing and you are magical. And you are. Sorry, best snort I can do unicorn wise. How's that for unicorn light language? Okay, and what they're doing is they're actually giving us some of the rainbow frequency through around our heart, where we need it. Okay. All right. Some of you do have unicorn guides already, so I'm just saying thank you to you. Thank you, because there's some that look like much bigger than others, and so I know that they've had a lot more human interaction because it's easier for me to sense them. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So I'm asking, is there anything else I need to do? Because I'm feeling like the energy's shifting now. It's getting much lighter. So yeah. Okay. So the Arcturian Professor is just coming to say, you're correct, Wendy. I'm finishing, and I'm going to leave you all now. There is nothing you need to do except, yes, always drink water after a quantum energy shift. Okay. And yes, as the unicorns say, you are amazing. Okay. And you are magical. And you can access the rainbow frequency of the unicorns anytime that you wish. So I will withdraw now, not as in war, withdraw, but peaceful Arcturian version of, fade into the background nicely version of withdraw. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your open-heartedness. And I am very blessed to have been here and helped you today. I'm moved to tears because that is my mission. Thank you. All right, so Wendy, I'm back again. Woo! Okay. My head. Okay, so okay, can't get that. Okay, that's right. Okay, so when this is me, Wendy, I'm back again. My head is spinning. Thank you to the Arcturian Professor for his wisdom. Thank you to the Sirian guide. Sirian guide / healer, whose team assisted us all. And thank you to Archangel Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, and your own personal guide team who are also obviously assisting. And thank you to the beautiful unicorn songs. Okay. Hi, Barry. Okay, there is a recording, Barry. Um, okay. I've just finished channeling from all these amazing beings on the topic of shame and recovering your energy field from the effects of shame. And me, Wendy, I'm quite relieved and happy to say there was not a lot of intellectual processing required for that. Because yeah, so that for me, I'm quite relieved. I'm not a trained psychologist by any means. I'm an energy worker with a heart for people and a heart for communicating and holding space, channeling and sharing. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to say now bye to everyone on Facebook Live, and I'm going to stop the recording on Zoom, and then if you want to come across to Zoom, there is an earlier link on my Facebook page if you want to ask questions. I think I'll be here for like 10 or 20 minutes on the Zoom privately. Okay, guys. All right. Thank you very much. And thank you. See you. Okay.